What's up, everybody? Geek662 here, back again with another geek anime. You guys already know the deal. Be sure to subscribe to Igoheart Podcast as well as like this video. You guys do not want to miss all the content that we are coming up with. Wasting no time, I'm gonna hop right into this. In episode 3, Deku is meeting Night Eye, trying to get approved to work under his agency, which it was a pretty dope episode, just to see how hard he was working, how much he really wanted it. You know what I mean? Night Eye over here with his Sharingan status.
I can
see everything that's going on. But either way, Deku's trying to get this stamp, basically copying one of his mentors, Gran Torino, doing all that bouncing all around the room, that extraness. It's like a kid on sugar. but yeah, at the same time, he's missing all of the all of the All Might content, in the room, which does gain Night Eye's respect. And during this whole time, Night Eye drops some mad knowledge on Deku, letting him know that Lemillion was the one who was supposed to get one for all, and which it kind of sent Deku into like this depression state. He just kind of felt bad, kind of felt like he wasn't enough. But either way, Night Eye does accept him into this and updates them about Overhaul. You guys already know how I feel about Overhaul, but yeah, so they let them know about the search for him and stuff like that. That's pretty much episode 3. Episode 4, or 67, Deku and Lemillion are on patrol, and while on patrol, just strutting their shit through the city, they bump into Enri, and this is the first time we meet her, and she's introduced as Overhaul's daughter. Now, she is absolutely petrified. She's petrified, and she clings on to Deku because she bumped into him, and he's struggling. Deku is struggling because he can see she's in trouble, but he sees Overhaul and he realizes he's in that situation right about now. So he's struggling to remain calm, but Lemillion's, he holds it together. Yeah, so Deku's kind of like, I'm not letting this girl go. Like, Deku low-key was ready to put hands. Was like ready to put them hands up. But either way, Overhaul's like, oh, let's not talk on the street. His smooth gangster, man, this dude is a smooth criminal. I have so much respect for Overhaul. I don't even know why he's like such a beast to me. But either way, like while walking through the alley, Overhaul's ready to take his gloves off. Literally, like he was literally taking the gloves off because he was about to flex. And Enri noticed this, so she dropped the whole thing. She was like, I'm sorry, I was, and she left. She's like, I'll behave, pretty much, because she didn't want Deku and Lemillion to get that work. Now, granted, I would love to see Lemillion fight Overhaul. Personally, I feel like Lemillion might do some damage, but I mean, that's just simply because he is a beast, but also, his quirk allows him to phase. Pretty much, he's got his kitty thing going on. So that's an X-Men reference for all these anime watchers that don't know. But yeah, either way, and Deku is really worried about it, but what can you do? So they leave, and Deku confronts All Might about not being, the first candidate. And this scene actually was pretty fire. It was just like one of them emotional scenes, and that's one of the things that really gets me in anime. I mean, all the action obviously is a big reason why you watch it, but if you can get some emotion behind it, if you can give me goosebumps with conversation, I rock with that. And then we get an actual flashback of the conversation that Night Eye had with All Might, letting him know, big bro, you gonna die if you keep going down this path, which was also a pretty dope scene to see. But then we get to 68, and man, when I tell you 68 was lit, oh my goodness. So we start off with a fight in the city. We got this thing running around the city that looks like looks like a Titan. Looks like a Titan, but it's cool. It was fine. And that's just how they started the episode off. Like, it was just crack in the start of the scene. And we get to see Froppy and Uravity. They work under the number 9 hero, Ryoku, I think is her name. I think that's how you pronounce it. Either way, she turns into a dragon, so If anybody knows anything about me, I love dragons. Her dragon's ugly as hell, let me tell you. I'm not even gonna, like, no cap. It's ugly. But she turns into a dragon, so she gets my respect at the end of the day. And Froppy and Uravity, they also work with the female from the big three. Jira, I think is her name. I can't remember. I think that's it. But either way, Overhaul and Tamura, sorry, I drew a blank real quick. Overhaul and Tamura are having a meeting about working together. He showed up and he was like, all right, it's League of Villains right here, so let's see what we can do. Which was, it was just a conversation. But now let me tell you why 68 was so cracked. Red Riot, man, look. Now obviously he's a sub character, but they let your boy shine in episode 68 on some real stuff. He works under this hero named BMI Fat Gum. He's the BMI hero Fat Gum. Big dude. Big boy out here. And his quirk is he has fat absorption, so he can like force objects to like sink within him. He's not as cool as man, I'm drawing a mad blank right now. He's not as cool as the dude with the black hole finger. You know who I'm talking you know who I'm talking about. He's not as cool as him, but whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. Like if that was my superpower and that was the only thing I can get, I would take it. But Red Riot is on patrol and they run into a band of villains, and he's also with Sun Eater, the other big three. Now Sun Eater's quirk is pretty interesting. Everything that he eats, he can like use. Like if he eats octopus, he can like grow a tentacle to like stuff like that. He eats a swordfish, he can make a sword. You know what I'm saying? Like just stuff like that. But it does come in handy. That's his thing. But either way, while they're with this band of villains, one of them gets away, so Red Riot goes after him, and this is where stuff pops off. So after the villain gets cornered, he takes this drug. It's an illicit drug, an illegal drug in the My Hero world, where it like amplifies the quirk you already have. So this villain could basically like just have little blades pop out his body. But then he takes this drug and he goes all like crackhead Baraka Kaioken times 20. Just like shooting blades everywhere, and charges Riot. Now Riot, for y'all that don't know, his quirk is called Harden. Pause. But either way, this fight ensues, and Red Riot has like this ultimate mode. He gets harder than he's ever gotten before. Super pause. But basically this thing was like a fucking Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. You know what I'm saying? It was out of control. It was a dope scene though. Like I got goosebumps. High key. It was super interesting, and it's like this unbreakable upgrade. And after he did that, this man went off. He whooped that man's ass and got some recognition, because at the same time he was like protecting the crowd that was also in the alleyway. So it was a super dope scene. Episode 68 was I was happy with episode 68. Now episode 69 could have been better, but every episode can't be above the bar. It's called Go, and it's the mission to save Enri. So really dark moment in the anime. We learn that Overhaul is most likely using part of Enri's body to make bullets. And for those who watched episode 2, I think it was, these bullets that Overhaul makes will stop your quirk from working. So we learn that he's most likely using Enri's body to make these bullets, which is pretty savage. In the grand scheme of things. So they're on this super mission to save Enri. Deku and Lemillion are super depressed up until they hear word, because they had a chance to save this little girl from going through that and they didn't. So they both kind of feel like failures as heroes, but you know, they gonna get it. They're getting super hype. They're hyping themselves up like, yo, we're about to go save her now. So yeah, it's the episode wasn't bad. It was just they really slowed down the pace, which I wasn't really feeling. It was just kind of like a waste. It was so much build up to get into the complex that right when they got in, the episode was over. So it was kind of like, I see you guys are setting it up so that the next couple episodes are probably going to be crack. The next episode I know is about Sun Eater, so I'm assuming he has his own scene. We'll see what he does with it. So yeah, I mean, it was cool. Hopefully these next ones have some nonstop action, but either way, that was pretty much episode 69. Episode 70 comes out on Saturday, so hopefully, I'm not disappointed. Yeah, so that is your My Hero update, episodes 3 to 6, aka 66 to 69. This is Geek662. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I'll be sure to keep the My Hero updates coming out, as good stuff comes out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching so much. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Check out the rest of the Iglehart podcast videos. It's so entertaining. But yeah, Geek662 signing off.